Okay, and finally I just wanted to have a go with the other plane I have with me, which is the XK A1200, which is a much smaller powered glider. Big powered glider, small powered glider, sort of. Well, the A1200 is not so much obviously a powered glider as the Radian. It's, they don't call it a powered glider particularly, and it isn't exactly. It's a FPV plane, but it's close to a powered glider. Got the Droneview camera on it again. Oh, I guess we'll start the Droneview camera recording then. There we go, start the Droneview camera recording. This guy does not have a throttle cut, so you just have to watch your fingers. As I say, I keep saying this every time I fly because it annoys me. It has a switch on there that's labelled hold throttle, and the manual even says it's a throttle hold switch, but it don't work, not on mine. The throttle turns merrily whether you got that, whichever way you got that switch. I put that back. That was just because I was flying FPV. I had that seat there. This guy, I'm surprised. The wind, with a little bit of wind, but the wind's almost gone away. There's very little wind. This guy, I believe, he only has one wheel and a sort of skid at the back, but he will, I believe, take off the grass. You don't actually have to hand launch this guy, if I remember rightly from my experience. Little hard. Oh, blimey. Yes, he's famous for doing that, actually, if you look him up on the internet. But I was going to say that part wasn't so much what I was worried about. It's a little hard to get him level as you're taking him off because he's got no real undercarriage. You know, so when he starts off, basically he's dragging one wing or the other in the on the grass, and you've got to sort of move him along and sort of try and get the wings level when you take him off. So it's a bit odd. He's a bit odd to take off the grass, but he does it. He's got the power. He will take off the grass. Clearly, we just did it. And in fact, every time I've flown him pretty well. I think I might have hand launched him once. But mostly I've taken him off the grass. Ooh. Okay, let's... I don't know. I should have read the manual on this guy again. I don't entirely remember what all the switches on this guy do. To be honest, it's not. This is not my DX9, so you can't fly. This guy's a Futaba protocol. I'm flying him with a transmitter that came with him. Weird. He's a bit of a weird flyer, really, but anyway. But as you can see, he can certainly loop. Make you a bit seasick, but I don't know. He seems to do it weirdly. And he can glide up to a point, although, like a lot of things, you gotta kind of keep the nose down a bit to make him glide. He's quite stally, this guy. I remember that. He can stall really easily. Okay, let's gain some altitude again. Let's not go too far away while we're doing it, because my eyes are not that good. Although it's brighter this morning than often. Oh, I've got floaters in front. Oh no, it's not floaters. Oh, that was a floater in front of my eye. It's a flock of birds. It's a big flock of birds flying in a curve. I thought it was in something in my eye at first. Just goes to show you. Well, I do have, because I do actually have things like that in my eye. My eyes do give me weird sort of shapes in my eyes sometimes, so I thought that was just another rather bigger one. Yeah, because I have got sort of vague spots in front of my eyes as I fly, when I look, especially when I look up steeply like that. And this guy does have ailerons, you know, so you can roll him around as well as he's not just 3-channel. He's not just 3-channel. You can roll him around. Oh, but you see, I stalled him when I brought him out of that because he really likes to stall, this guy. You've really got to keep his either keep power on or keep his nose down if you don't want him to stall. Well, maybe you don't need to bullet him down quite that fast, but I was overcompensating then. But he is quite stally, surprisingly stally for a... and having a camera on it, and a 1-ounce camera on him probably doesn't help either. But I mean, he's quite stally for a plane that looks like he does. I mean, you'd think he was more like a powered glider, but he is a bit, but he quite likes to stall. Let's see what we can do here see if I can fly him a little bit without power, without stalling him, but it isn't that easy to do now. Seeing if I try and pull him up, he'll just stall if I'm not careful. Yeah, I don't really want to stall that close to the ground. Yeah, I also have no timer on him because I'm not flying him with the DX9, and this thing doesn't have a timer. This thing is not like the DX9, doesn't talk, it doesn't have time. I mean, it comes with, it's what they call it, a XK A1200 transmitter, I think, which is one of their better ones. It is somewhat programmable. It has a 10 model memory, so you can program 10 different models in it with separate parameters. It can fly drones and helicopters as well as planes, and it is programmable, albeit in a sort of slightly more awkward way than the DX9. But for a transmitter that comes with a ready-to-fly plane, it's not so bad. Not really. I mean, it's more, it's more like a hobby-grade transmitter than most of the transmitters you get with these little free, not free, but nothing's free, but with these little ready-to-fly Chinese planes. I mean, a lot of the transmitters you get with those things are like really, really, toy-grade, but this guy's not too bad. I have to remember to bring him. Last time I brought him out to the field, I didn't get to fly him at all because I brought him and I forgot to bring his transmitter. I forgot that I couldn't fly him off the DX9. And I have absolutely no way of flying him off the DX9 because he's Futaba, and I don't have any way of adapting the DX9 to fly. I don't know whether you can get anything you could plug into the DX9 to fly Futaba, but I don't have any way of flying Futaba. I don't know how long I've been flying with this guy for. I should probably land him. Famous last words. Anyway, I just wanted to give him a little outing and see if we could do... see, now you're going to stall him if you do that. There you go. You can't really complain about that, can you? I keep going to put throttle hold on, but it doesn't matter, and I can flip that switch. No, not a single thing flipping that throttle hold switch. Doesn't do anything. There you go. That was, he has stabilisation, but I don't quite understand how his stabilisation works. It's a bit different to the stabilisation on a lot of planes. It sort of has a high stabilisation and low stabilisation setting. I took him off. I guess he was in the high stabilisation when I took him off, which is probably why he was porpoising like crazy like that. And then I switched the high stabilisation off, and we were flying most of that flight, of course, well, because we were looping and all that sort of stuff. We were flying most of that flight in low stabilisation mode. But it really is, it's not sort of so much like, your hobby zone beginner and intermediate mode or safe and AS3X. It's, as I say, it's basically high and low stabilization. Anyway, we should stop the drone view recording. Yep, stop the drone view recording. Okay, that one's off. And then I guess we'll turn this... the Mobius off as well, and we'll have a look at what's going on. And let's just have a little look at the battery for this guy. He's flying off a 2000 milliamp hour 2-cell, and this came with him. I haven't actually tried him with anything other than what came with him, yeah. 2000 milliamp hour, 7.4 volt, and it sort of goes in on its edge like that. I put it as far forward as it'll go. And after that flight, it's down to 790, 3.95. 3.95 even. So, I mean, that's not bad at all, really, is it? Because I don't know how long that flight was, but it was pretty long. They claim, that the manual claims you can fly them for up to 45 minutes. I think you'd have to be working very hard to conserve battery life to do that, but anyway, that's what they claim. But anyway, certainly you could have flown them for a good deal longer than that, but I didn't have a timer. Anyway, there you go, XK A1200. Now I've got to take things apart and try and get them back in the car.